What is Reiki? Well, it's a life energy, so it's a universal life energy. So what you're doing really is you are giving yourself as a vessel, I suppose, to, we call it in the shamanic practice, you become a hollow bones. So you're allowing, you can imagine like when you're playing a flute and you're blowing through it or a recorder, to make beautiful sound, you've got to have a clear the obstacles out of the way so this energy can flow through you. So as a practitioner myself, it's very important that I work on myself all the time to allow this universal energy that's all around us to flow through me and come out through this area here into you. So then that's what it is. And really, I'm not doing anything apart from clearing myself and getting out of the way. There's no me in doing any of this kind of a practice. I'm just a vessel, really. What makes a good Reiki healer? Am I a good Reiki healer? So for me, I think this should be neutral in everything, not judgmental at all. Whoever walks through the door with the problems that they come with, they walk through the door and we go about making them feel better and healing them. A good healer is somebody who doesn't think they're that special. You know, they don't get caught up in the words like I'm a grandmaster or a master. It's, to me, the word, if you're a Reiki master, just means I'm mastering myself. It doesn't mean that I'm a master of anything else. It's more about, so I think with these principles that you keep within, your ego stays balanced and we're not losing ourselves in all this theatre of it all. And we're really just, you know, I think a good healer really just wants to help people from the bottom of the heart. I think that's what makes, I suppose, a good healer, that they stay true to that. I think most people start off that way, and if you keep that way, you're going to be a good healer automatically. Well, when I do the healing sessions, first of all, I think it's very important that it's a very comfortable, safe environment. I think it's very important that, you know, you've got to make a connection very quickly. Where people are coming in and meeting a stranger, they're coming into a place and they want to feel comfortable. So I tend to just sit down. Sometimes we have a herbal tea, just relax a little bit, just find out a little bit about the person, answer any questions, and then I tend to go inside the Zen pod and we sit down. And I like to do a bit of breath work first. I think with the shamanic practices we do especially, it's very important to go into this different, it's like a different dimension in a way. When you slip into your breathwork practice, you slip into a different place and then it just settles everything down. And then we go into the healing practice, which then we lie on like a massage bed. I put some eye guards on. We put some nice gentle music. We always check that they're comfortable, that they're not too warm or too cold, the music's not too loud, we have some good fragrances, and really just let them calm down and start to relax. We explain to them that we might touch in certain points because I use crystals or Tibetan stones, so we might be laying something on the body, so make sure that they're aware of that so it's not a shock or anything, and that they of course give consent. So at that stage, I've never had anyone not. At that stage, we're all very relaxed and yeah, we're like we're friends already in a way. So that's what my healing session looks like. What happens after the session, I allow the people to come around slowly in their own time. You never know what journey they've been on. And sometimes they would like to talk, sometimes they don't want to talk. And I just grace them that space, and I just follow their lead at that point. If they want me to say anything that I might have seen, or if they want to express what they might have felt, that's what I'm there. I'm just holding the space at that time, and I offer them a tea, or we get a taxi or something, or it's really up to them. Some people want to talk, some people don't, so I'm just that space holder at that point. So. Well, you never really know. So that's the beautiful mystery of it. I tend to allow energy to roll through me. I can feel it. I can feel the energy points over people's body. But I've a very blessed in a way where I see lots of visuals, so I can see lots of things going on that really helps me in the practice. So I kind of have a clear picture of what this field's all about around the body. So personally, that's what happens to me. It's like I'm in sometimes like a bit of a cartoon. So, but yeah, it's always a beautiful. It's like a 1 hour meditation, really. But you're working around the body, and you're just really I'm just being guided, really. So I'm not really doing too much. I'm just being guided, and doing what I'm told, basically, to a point. Well, I suppose, well, put it this way, the people that come to Reiki, we tend to be the last resort. So when they've tried all other things and they're at the end of the rope, so to speak, they tend to walk through the door. So this is what we tend to be. It's not always this way, but of course, people don't tend to come to Reiki first because what is it? I mean, it's like it's kind of mystical in a way, isn't it? It's not something we're brought up with to go to a healer when you're coming through school or into your early life. So it's quite, what is it? It's not really greatly known still, although it's being used a lot in hospitals and aiding with cancer treatment and aftercare and stuff like that. It's becoming more popular. Of course, my daughter, when she's poorly, she comes to see Daddy for some healing. She doesn't, so in her life, I suppose she's going to be that way, which is quite interesting.
Or like what you hear people say when you, like the misconception, like that doesn't work, it's real.
But I haven't really had it, you see. I've thought about that. No one's ever really been negative to me about it, to my face, yeah? I would probably say that people behind your back, when I first started off doing this, people, of course, behind your back, they smile into your face and slagging you off behind your back. Such is life, isn't it? But I've got thick skin. I was brought up in like on the Yorkshire-Lancashire border, and this kind of thing, banter was ruthless, so it doesn't bother me in the slightest, to be honest, so I just crack on. But so I suppose there's all that behind the back, but I haven't experienced any misconceptions at all. No one's come through and thought it was this. Oh, I thought it was this, but it was this. I think more people have come through and just trying it, what they've actually probably said afterwards is, wow, you know, wow, I didn't realise that kind of thing could happen, or this kind of thing could be true, you know, that they just, of course, they don't understand that you can just wave your hands over somebody and all these things can happen. So it's still, of course, very out there, isn't it, I suppose? But it's actually, it's not that. It's only out there because it's not known. It should be really everyday practice. People should be doing a session, including myself, you know, once a month, once every 2 months. And, you know, it should be a normal part of life, a gift to yourself, because it really does you so much good. No, absolutely not. It's a bizarre pathway, really. Probably too long to say in a little video. But I suppose when I moved to Thailand, you know, is when I moved to the village for 5 years. I started to have lots and lots and lots of time to myself, and started to look at myself. And actually, that was like the Isan mirror, I call it. It's ruthless. That first year was like living in this village. I really got to look at myself. I saw myself as being selfish, you know, my ideas with this, numerous ones. And they would poke me every day. And I just learned so much from these people. They will break you or they will make you. So if you was going to do really wanted to change your life, you have to probably live in a village and have your shoes stolen every day, have your food taken out of the fridge every day, that you have separate at first, that you do all these kind of things and moan about people coming stealing bits of stuff off your tree, where actually it's just the thing they do. And to get off my land, stop stealing. You're not stealing. You can go into theirs if you haven't got a lemon for you to make your food that night as well. It's a sharing community. But I didn't know that. And I'm just thought all these things, they came up. And when this happened, I went through a bit of an experience. And then I just got this drag to come and do it. It's like came up on the feed one day and I just got pulled into doing it, and I just said, right. I'd read loads of books at this time, and I've been practicing a lot of spirituality, and I've been really practicing it. And then I got a call in a way, you could say, to go down to do these energy courses, and I just said to my wife, I'm off for 12 days, I'm going on my own, and off I went. She obviously thought I was going mad. She didn't even know what it was. I don't think she still does. But she's beautiful because she just goes with the flow. So it's an amazing woman. So, and that's how I started doing it, and from then it's just been an evolution and an evolution. I've gone into like the shamanism, I've gone into other practices, into crystals, all kinds of things, of course, the qigong, the breath work. All of these are like pieces in a puzzle. It's like starting to come together to make a whole. So it's not one thing as such, it's a lot of things coming together. And just finding a lot of peace within myself through doing this journey. It's been a wonderful journey, to be honest. I'm very blessed within it, but I've followed that path. I've just kept walking it, and I'm going to walk it until I'm not walking it. I love the journey of the mystery of what's happening next. I don't need anything. I don't need to plan anything as such like that. If anything rocks up next, I'm game. You know, I'm always game to walk through that door. I always have been in a way, with a lot of travelling and stuff in my life and different things. So I think if you're willing to walk through these doors and you ignore all the little voices that tell you not to, I think that's probably the right thing to do in my life anyway. It's a good question. I would probably say it's a mixed bag. In the ones that I've met when I've been in other places, I don't see them changing their lives or anything. They're living in like all these what do you call it? All these attachments of the past still. And they're still living them in their daily lives. So I think the right way for me to do it is to work on clearing all that before I went down this healing route. This is a route that came to me. I think if you don't possibly live your life the way of a healer and by working on yourself, how can you possibly help someone else? It's like the world's full of broken people trying to fix broken people. So it's not about just doing the initiations, it's about what happens after that. What you're going to do in your own life. Are you willing to take risks? Because things are going to change. So are you willing to stay? Are you willing to walk the journey? You know, it's so that to me is where you get this contradiction. And the person that I learnt off, he was living it, you know, deeply. And then it showed within his practice, and the other people I've met that weren't living it deeply weren't really, I don't think, giving the best. It'll always come through, but I think it's like they talked about the flute. If you're putting lots of blocks in the way, it's not going to flow as good as it could, because we should always be making sure we're working on ourselves this way, no matter if you're a healer or not, especially if you're a healer, I would say. But I've got no judgment with it all. I just crack on really and do what I'm doing really. But yeah, give me a call. I mean, I think it's very important, whoever you are going to get your healing training off, that you look into it a little bit to make sure that they're, you know, listen to your intuition as well. I would always say that first, because you want somebody who's authentic in the practice, they live in the practice, you know. To me, that's what I would say. Yeah, so I just make sure that they're just not knocking out levels for the money. They're doing it with love and compassion with it. You know, they care about it. It's a blessing that if someone comes to you for some training, it's a blessing, you know, and they're coming into your lineage in a way. So it should be seen that way. So you just want to make sure that that is the case, from my point of view.